Hey guys, Rusty here at Ugly HP. Today we're working on a shit. I don't even know what year this is. Just working on it last week. Okay. It's an 01 Jeep Grand Cherokee. This is the one we did the idle air control on. It's also here for a ABS pump. Pretty simple. We already pulled the air box out right here. That takes up all that room right there. We're going to break all these lines loose. You need a 12mm line wrench. I like to break them all loose before I loosen the mounting. This way the mounting kind of holds it in place. And you're not sitting there trying to hold the actual pump while you're trying to break everything else loose. These are fairly easy to do. The worst part is when it comes time to bleed it out, but I got a little trick up my sleeve that makes the job way easier. For the time being, while you have it, while you're in the process of taking it out, I would suggest having the other pump ready to go right back in. This way you're not just plugging off the lines and leave the cap on the reservoir. That will help keep all the fluid from draining out because it causes like a suction. Obviously the air wants to go up, but because the cap's on, it's keeping it from the fluid from flowing out. So the fluid kind of holds itself in, almost like when you were a kid and you were messing around with the straw at restaurants and you'd hold the top and it'd hold the liquid. Same concept. It basically holds it up in there because it has nowhere else to go. Okay, so we got all of our lines loose. You got 3 mounting bolts. About to go the wrong way with that. Let's break them loose. One on the side, two on the bottom front or back of the motor. Alright, so we also got the plug we got to take out, which basically you pull up on this while you're pushing out on that, and it'll unlock. So now we can pull these all the way out. Said there's only 3 of them. There's always one. Always one. Alright. Let me grab a swivel socket. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got the swivel socket. I should have grabbed an extension while I was over there, but I had to deal with some other stuff. Hopefully that'll get me out. Ooh, fit in a little bit. Alright, so that's the old one. New one. Just like always, gonna start the bolts, all of them before we tighten them. A lot of times when I deal with stuff that has line nuts like this, brake lines, power steering lines. I normally put those in first, but because we're doing this module here, and I'm not gonna put certain lines on right away because I want to get as much air out of this pump as I possibly can. This way, if I were you at home, I wouldn't have to have a computer to bleed it out. One. There's those 3. Now as we're pushing this in, we're going to push this down. These things are such a pain in the ass. Basically, we're trying to get these 2 pieces on the side to catch that track. Once they catch that track, it pulls itself down. These things, normally they're hard to get off. Pins are straight. And just so you guys know, it is Monday. Well, trying to see if there's a difference here. And there is. Okay, so not good. That's what happens when you deal with junkyards. They don't care if they get the right part. I should have checked it, but everything else looked good. So So the difference is going to be that plastic right there. Let me see if I can get the right one, and we'll get right back to it. Alright guys, figured out the issue. Was looking in there, thought the plug was different. Turns out it's the existing plug from the one that the junkyard must have pulled out of was still in there, and it looked like a different type of lineup. So we will continue where we left off. We will re-bolt this thing back up. Have to be careful. What type of music in the background plays, because apparently they think you're trying to use it, even though we're just trying to have the day go by quicker. Ah. It always seems like I'm having a hard time with certain things, but it's only because I'm trying to get good camera angles. I'm not that great of a camera guy. Sometimes it's kind of hard to work around the camera to where you guys can still see everything. Okay, so now we're to the point of plugging this guy back in. Ah, look at that. Alright, so now what we want to do is we want to only get these two lines in there, the two back ones. We want to run them all the way down in there. And what we're trying to do is make it to where, if I can shoot it, different camera angle. We want to make it to where we're basically flushing the air out of the module, the unit, this way when it comes bleeding time for all four wheels, it makes it a little bit easier. So we only need to do the back two ones. Basically what we're doing is we're going to pop this cap off this way. The fluid's going to want to flow out. And it's going to fill up the unit, and it's going to push a lot of the oxygen out, air, O2. It's going to push it out as much as possible anyways. Because without a computer, it'll take forever to get all the air out of this, get a good firm pedal, and get all the air through the lines. So what we're doing is we're kind of skipping the process of pumping all the air out of this through these lines. What we're doing is we're getting as much as this, so the only oxygen we're trying to remove is whatever we lost in here and whatever little bit might be trapped inside. So taking the cap off of this, makes it to where it wants to flow, and the oxygen can come out, fluid can go in. This process right here, it could take, depending on the unit, it could take an hour for each one. Once you start seeing air, fluid come out of it, stick your line on there. You know, wait for the next one, stick your line on there till you get fluid going out of all of them. Then you can take in, have your buddy help you out, bleed it out, start in the back corner, work your way towards the front. Now, that's if you don't have a scan tool. If you have a scan tool, you can go into the ABS system and you can do a power bleed, as long as the scan tool you have has that on there. Otherwise, if you put these on right now, you're going to be pumping pedal for a while. So we're going to let this do that. Then we're going to bleed it out. I don't think you guys need me to show you how to screw in a couple more bolts or lines. So check us out on Facebook. I will do this. I will give you a sneak peek on our Project Dead Horse, where we are at right now. If you do not have us on Facebook, but we are at that stage. So soon we'll be putting it in customer's vehicle. We'll be firing it up, and then we'll release all the videos that we have made for that. Check us out on Facebook, share with your buddies, subscribe, leave some comments. We had someone leave a comment this weekend. It kind of helped us out because we didn't realize one of the videos we made shut off, so it kind of helps us do better if we hear input from you guys. If you want to be negative, you'll probably get a negative response back if it's uncalled for, but that's the way the world works. Keep wrenching, guys.